Oh, yeah. Okay. Are we ready?
You are?
Okay, we'll resume this evening's regular council meeting. Welcome, everyone. So we had a brief in-camera discussion earlier, and so to those in the gallery, welcome, and to those watching at home, a reminder, tonight's meeting is being broadcast live, and for future viewing on our YouTube channel, it's also available on Tell-Il for the next week or so. I'll begin by acknowledging that we are in Mi'kma'ki, the land of the fog, a part of, we're in Unama'ki, land of the fog, a part of Mi'kma'ki, the unceded traditional territory of the Mi'kmaq people since time immemorial. We honor and thank the Mi'kmaq for sharing their land and home with us. So please stand, if you are able, for the playing of O Canada.
Car ton bras s'est porté l'épée, il s'est porté la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Okay, I will ask the CAO to take the roll call of councillors, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. District 1, Councillor Sean Sampson. Present. Thank you. District 2, Warden Lois Landry.
Present.
Thank you. District 3, Councillor Brian Marchand. Present. Thank you. District 4, Deputy Warden Amanda Bombercat.
Present.
Thank you. And District 5, Councillor Brent Sampson. Present. Thank you. The roll has been called, Madam Chair.
Thank you, CAO. We have next item 6 on the agenda is recommendations from in-camera. Do we have any recommendations or motions we'd like to make based on our in-camera discussions?
Yes.
Yes.
I would like to, I'm just grabbing the wording here, Warden. My computer went a little bit to sleep. But I would like to make a motion that we accept staff's recommendation to further explore and negotiate contract for waste, is it waste, solid waste management disposal.
We have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Sean Sampson. Any discussion on that? Go ahead. Sorry, did you have?
No, I guess we discussed it. It's just there was some things that you'll be looking at before signing that. Yes. Okay.
Yep, so we certainly will, expect our staff to continue those negotiations to our benefit. Any other comments, concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. You have an agenda now that is circulated in front of you, and they're looking for if anyone is open to making an addition to that.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to add to the agenda an application to the Emergency Service Regional Fund, and the application deadline is December the 1st, so that's why the urgency tonight.
Thank you. Do we have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Brent Sampson. And as per the council procedures, councillors were provided with an items added to the agenda form. And for the general public, we post everything. But when we have something that comes up unexpectedly, we'll have more details about this in this agenda item. But after this meeting, all the documents that we have will be added to our online posting, as per our council procedures. So, here, any discussion on that addition? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. We'll add that at the end under additions to the agenda. Sorry, yep. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. So, right, so you added an item to the agenda, so now we'll add, great, okay. So, great. Thank you. So the motion is to approve the agenda with the addition. Can I have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Sean Sampson. Any discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? That motion carries. So we now have review of the minutes. We have two for those folks who follow along at home. The first are on pages 4 to 12. So that is for the regular meeting held on October 28th, 2025. So looking for any errors or omissions, and if none, motion to adopt.
The only, sorry, maybe I'll turn that on. The only thing I would note is that I think in section 7, and I've noticed a couple times, where we have further move, I think that's 2 words. But other than that, yeah, I think that's, I'd make the motion to approve the minutes, but that's slight adjustment.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, page 5 in the package, further move will just be amended to be 2 words. That's the motion on the floor. Can I have a seconder?
Yeah, it's all together.
Yep, yep. Okay. Can I have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Brian Marchand. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. And the next set of minutes runs on pages 13 to 14 of your package. Public hearing held on that same day, October 28th. So I would open the floor up for any errors or omissions. If none, a motion to adopt. So, so I believe you can't move, but you can vote on them. I'm quite.
It's minutes.
Yep. Okay, so we have a mover. Can I have a seconder? So we have a motion on the floor to adopt the minutes of the public hearing. Seconded by, thank you, Councillor Marchand. Any other discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Councillor Sampson, you were present on this, so do you want to remove yourself as present? You were present there and then... Yes, it's there, yeah. You still want to leave?
I think that's the way it should be.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Any other discussion on these minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. We're now on to question period. We have questions, and these questions are restricted to items on the committee reports. So the number to call if you are calling in from home is 902-226-9885. There is a slight delay, so we'll take a second, and I always like to take this delay time to say that we did have somebody who flagged to us that when committee reports are read and adopted, it's too late to ask questions. So that's why this question period was placed here, so that if anybody has any questions about the committee reports, we'd have a chance to hear those before we decided whether to vote on them or not. So that's the reason for this question period, because it always just, I say it every time because it's a little bit of dull air here for a while. I think, yes. We're good. Okay. So we'll now move on to the committee reports. We have 3 reports this evening. The first is the committee of the whole report. For those following along at home, pages 15 to 16, I'll turn it over to Deputy Warden Mumbercat for this report for November of 2025.
Thank you, Warden. The committee met on November 12th, 2025. The committee discussed the increases in fire protection rates for the St. Peter's, Sampsonville and area water utility to enable council to enter into budget deliberations with a full picture of our current relationship with the Village of St. Peter's and to help us build a path forward on a solid and informed foundation, and in keeping with our strategic plan goal on leading and engaging stakeholders to strengthen our relationship with other local governments, including the Village Commission. I move that council accept the recommendation of the Committee of the Whole and form a subcommittee consisting of Richmond County staff and council, and that village staff and commissioners be invited to participate for the purpose of reviewing the full scope of the county-village relationship and to provide an update to council prior to budget deliberations.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Can I have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Sean Sampson. Any discussion on that? Go ahead, Councillor Brent Sampson.
Yeah, nothing new, just that I felt it could have been a staff report, I think, on this, but I understand the thought behind it.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Warden. Forming a subcommittee, are we going to have this as a committee on our A, B, C, C committees, or it's just going to be just an ad hoc? Okay.
Okay, any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion on the floor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? One nay. Councillor Brent Sampson. To be recorded. Go ahead. Oh, motion carried. Carry on.
Thank you. Grant requests from the Friends of St. John's Ayrshire for the Tier 1 Community Grant Funds in the amount of $800. I move that council accept the recommendation of the Committee of the Whole and approve the Friends of St. John's Ayrshire grant request for the Tier 1 Community Grant Funds in the amount of $800 and be allocated as follows: $400 from the District 1 fund and $400 from the District 2 fund.
Motion on the floor. Can I have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Sean Sampson. Any discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries.
The committee discussed the allocation of surplus funds and transfers from the municipality's operating reserve. I move that council accept the recommendation of the Committee of the Whole and approve the transfer of $909,500 from the operating reserve as follows: $500,000 for landfill closure, $200,000 for strategic priorities of council, $189,500 for the solar PV system, and $20,000 for the ECRL hub project.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Can I have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Brent Sampson. Any discussion on that? Go ahead.
Just one question. Has the money for the hub project been already expended or not? Okay, it's nothing major. I just wanted to know.
Okay.
I think it was going in two parts. They needed some right away to help with the move, and then there was others. So it may have been two checks for that project. Yep. And the solar panels on the building.
That's the
Yes.
Great project. Okay, so there is a motion on the floor. We've had some discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries.
The committee discussed the write-off of inactive accounts. I move that council accept the recommendation of the Committee of the Whole and approve the Finance Department's request to write off the principal and interest associated with the attached inactive accounts in the total amount of $33,137.34.
Moved by the Deputy Warden, seconded by Councillor Marchand. Any discussion on that? Hearing none. All those in favor here signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries.
The committee discussed volunteer recognition. I move that council accept the recommendation of the Committee of the Whole and direct staff, with advice from the Recreation Advisory Committee and checking in with volunteer organizations, to explore the opportunities and costs associated with volunteer appreciation and recognition to be considered at budget deliberations.
Motion on the floor. Can we have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Sean Sampson. Any discussion on that? Councillor Brent?
Yeah, no, just similar to Committee of the Whole. I do like how it works now, and I feel like it was, it was done based on reasoning prior to 2018, 2019, wherever it was that ended. I found it very effective. I understand more recognition of that, but I just think it's working really well as it is.
Go ahead, Councillor Marchand.
Thank you, Warden. This is kind of saying the Recreation Committee, are they going to come to council with a report before we go to budget? Because
That would always be
it's saying
the-
it's
yeah.
going to be considered a budget.
That would all.
Something before you will even go to budget.
Right. So all committees report to council. So should they have something to say about some thoughts or whatever, that would be within the form of a report that would come and in time for budget deliberations. And again, this is not to change what we currently do and may not
Oh.
be. I had it. Not meant to change what we currently do, may supplement what we do, or may do nothing at all in consultation with volunteer organizations, people may feel. But it was something that was brought to my attention by several folks. Go ahead, Councillor.
I guess the worry I have that we wouldn't have much time to make a decision if we are going to go ahead with something different, because as Councillor Sampson said, what's happening now is working, and I think people like it. And there was reasons why the county went away from the big splurging volunteer banquet. So I would like to have some time before it even goes to budget to make a decision. So hopefully they can get on this.
Sorry, I cut you off there, I apologize. And what I would say is if they can't get something for you to have good amount of time to deliberate, then it would get bumped to the next year's deliberations. There's no requirement that this necessarily be this year. If it can't happen and they can't get enough information to you, then it shouldn't be considered this year. Yeah. Okay, so hearing no further discussion, all those in favor of the motion on the floor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? One nay recorded for the record. Motion carries. Back over to you, Deputy Warden.
The committee discussed the Raising the Villages request for support for Regional Wellbeing Conference and the Richmond County Intergenerational Health Fair. I move that Council accept the recommendation of the Committee of the Whole and support the March 26th Wagmatcook Regional Wellbeing Conference at $500 and the Richmond County Intergenerational Health Fair to be held in Richmond County in early 2026 at $1,000 to be allocated from the sponsorship budget contingent on both events taking place.
There's a motion on the floor. Can I have a seconder?
I'll second that.
Moved by the Deputy Warden, seconded by Councillor Brent Sampson. Any discussion on that? Hearing none. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so looking into this a little further, it doesn't look like we did allot them anything at budget time this year. I was under the impression, Committee of the Whole, that we had, and I found it in 2023, but I didn't see it in 24 or 25, so that's where I've kind of changed my thought on this, because I am in support of them. I just didn't know. I thought we had already provided them with some this year, some operational funding, but since we hadn't, I'm comfortable with this.
Great, thank you for that. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Nay? Okay, so one nay recorded for the record. Go ahead.
The committee discussed the letter from PVSC regarding property assessment and the Municipal Modernization Act. I move that Council accept the recommendation of the Committee of the Whole and direct staff to contact PVSC to invite them to do a presentation.
We have a seconder, seconded by Councillor Marchand. Any conversation on that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries.
This concludes the Committee of the Whole report for the month of November 2025, and I move its adoption.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. There is a motion to adopt Committee of the Whole report. Can I have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Marchand. Any discussion on that? No. Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. The next is the Planning Advisory Heritage Committee report for November of 2025. For those folks who follow along at home, pages 17 to 30 of your package. And I'll ask the committee chair, Councillor Brent Sampson, to deliver this report.
Thank you, Warden. The committee met on November 4th, 2025. The committee discussed accessory buildings in front. I move that Council accept the recommendation of the Planning Advisory Heritage Committee and direct EDPC staff to remove anything that doesn't permit an accessory or any structure to be built in the front yard, maintaining the current setback in the Plan Richmond, Plan Isle Madame, Plan St. Peters, and Plan West Richmond.
Motion on the floor. Can I have a seconder?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Deputy Warden Memberket. Any discussion on that? Go ahead, Councillor Mershon.
It speaks of current setback. I assume they mean the front, but we would want a current setbacks. So do you want an amendment to that or just add the S?
I was only pertaining to the front yard in this case.
Yeah, but there's side setbacks as well.
There is, but I mean, I think the only change we're making is to the front, right?
Yeah. I think that's.
We're not making a change to the front.
We're getting rid of.
Changing the language.
We're also not we're not suggesting any changes to the side setbacks, so it would be redundant to worry about that, I think.
And we're not suggesting any changes to the front setback neither.
I think
All we're doing is ensuring the language
Right.
is read, or the changes are made so that accessory buildings or any building can be built in the front yard. That's all.
Okay, so there's a motion on the floor and a seconder. Any other discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries.
I move that council accept the recommendation of the Planning Advisory Heritage Committee and direct DDPC staff to prepare amending pages to remove section 6.33C from the Central Richmond Land Use Bylaw, and subsequently that staff report back on statements to remove anything that doesn't permit an accessory or any structure to be built in the front yard, maintaining the current setback in the Central Richmond Plan.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Can I have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Mershon. Any discussion on that? Go ahead, Councillor.
Same comment. We're speaking of maintaining the current setback. We're assuming it's the front yard setback is all that is being spoken of here. Okay.
Okay, any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries.
The committee discussed the amending pages for the Evanston, Isle Madame, and St. Peter zoning areas to allow a minimum of 4 units as of right. I move that council accept the recommendation of the Planning Advisory Heritage Committee and accept the amending page for the bylaw to amend the Central Richmond Plan Area Land Use Bylaw with the following changes. Remove sections 2 and 4, and in section 5A, change 3 to 5.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Can I have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Mershon. Any discussion on that?
So any of these changes here we're saying are with the staff report that came to PAC, not the amended staff report. Because when we're saying removing 2 and 4, the one that was included in the package has 2 and 4. So we want to make sure that this is referring to the staff report that was provided at PAC in November.
Yeah, there were several amendments we made that night.
Yes.
Yeah, but the one in the package, we're not removing that 2 and 4.
Because, okay, so.
Because it's just, we provided for the public
Right.
a report in our council package that was actually different than what we had at Planning Advisory. The changes that are listed here, I just want the public to be aware, are the removing
Yes.
2 and 4, as well as when Councillor Sampson continues to read, it's actually referring to not the document that's with the council package, the document that was at Planning Advisory in early November. Oh,
Sorry, I pushed my button. No, okay, yeah. Sorry, I pressed the button too quickly there. Yeah, no, good point there. So there was some language that needed clarification, and so that's where these motions came from. And what Councillor Mershon is rightly indicating is that the changes are reflected in the pages that you see here. So some of those language issues were that if you're talking about 4, sometimes that is less than 5, and it means 4 or as many as 4, and so the language was reflected to make sure that it was accurate. So, yeah, so what you're saying is that the changes that we spoke about are reflected in these pages in the package for the public.
no, what I'm saying is the changes that we are, that are being moved and voted on currently are not in reference to the package, to the staff report that was submitted with the council package. These are changes. People would have to go back and look at the planning advisory package, staff report. Because it says here you're removing 2 and 4. So if people actually look at the central plan and remove 2 and 4, they're going to think, oh, okay, that's gone and that's gone.
That's what I said. Yeah.
That is what she said.
I thought that you said that these changes are reflective, are being done to this document. I deny, I apologize there.
No, that's okay, we agree, we're saying the same thing.
Yeah, just,
Yeah, no, I agree, yeah. Right, so if you're looking at the package, don't start taking 2 and 4 out. It was already taken out after it was put in the package, yeah, so we agree. Okay, so there's a motion on the floor and it was seconded. Do we have any other discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. And for the record, that will be the same argument for each, so it is the same for each issue moving forward. Go ahead, carry on.
I move that council accept the recommendation of the Planning Advisory Heritage Committee and accept the amending page for the bylaw to amend the Central Richmond Plan Area Municipal Planning Strategy with the following changes. In section 1A, 2A, and 3A, change 3 to 4.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Can I have a seconder? Okay, seconded by Deputy Warden Memberket, first out of the blocks. Any other discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries.
I move that council accept the recommendation of the Planning Advisory Heritage Committee and accept the amending page for the bylaw to amend the Isle Madam Plan Area Land Use Bylaw with the change from 3 to 5 in section 3A.
Can I have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Marchand. Any other discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries.
I move that council accept the recommendation of the Planning Advisory Heritage Committee and accept the amending page for the bylaw to amend the Isle Madam Plan Area Municipal Planning Strategy with the following changes. Change 3 to 5 in section 2A and remove the extra word dwellings in section 3A.
Motion on the floor. Can we have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Marchand. Any discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Sorry. Try click it again.
I move that council accept the recommendation of the Planning Advisory Heritage Committee and direct EDPC staff to report back to the committee regarding ways to address challenges presented in section 4, 2.2A around central sewer and water systems.
Motion on the floor. We have a seconder? I'll second that. Seconded by Councillor, or Deputy Warden Memberket. Any conversation on that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carried.
I move that council accept the recommendation of the Planning Advisory Heritage Committee and accept the amending page for the bylaw to amend the St. Peter's Plan Area Land Use Bylaw with the following changes. Change 3 to 4 in sections 4A and 4B.
Motion on the floor. Can I have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Marchand. Any discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed? Motion carries.
I move that council accept the recommendation of the Planning Advisory Heritage Committee and accept the amending page for the bylaw to amend the St. Peter's Plan Area Municipal Planning Strategy with the following changes. Insert the words maximum of 4 after the word policy R-2 in section 2 and remove section 2A.
Moved and seconded by Deputy Warden Memberket. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries.
This concludes the monthly report of the Planning Advisory Heritage Committee for the month of November 2025, and I move its adoption.
Okay, seconded. Any other discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carried. Clerk, is there anything that we needed to make reference to that we didn't, or is it all looked after?
No, it's all looked after.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Just, it was similar to what you said, just to make sure that we made note in the record. Okay, Bylaw and Policy Committee now is up. November of 2025's report will be provided to us by Deputy Warden Mumbercap.
Thank you, Warden. The Bylaw and Policy Committee report for November 2025. The committee met on November 12th, 2025. The committee discussed the low-income property tax exemption program policy. I move that council accept the recommendation of the Bylaw Policy Committee and adopt the low-income property tax exemption program policy as presented with the following changes. Remove B in section 3.2. Remove B and replace the words "in a timely manner" with "within 2 to 3 weeks" in section 3.3. Remove C section 6 in section 4.2. Add up in quotations, "up to the limit approved annually by council" after the word "property" in section 5.5. Replace August 15th with December 31st in section 5.6. Replace balance with "from previous years" in section 6.1D, and remove section 8.4 and renumber accordingly.
Moved and seconded by Councillor Brent Sampson. Any discussion on that? Go ahead, Councillor Marchand.
You knew I was going to say something. I just want to say that now when people are looking at what's in the package, these changes are all reflected there. So,
Yeah, thank you for that.
That's the actual new document.
Yes, thank you, yeah. So this is a reflection of the changes we recommended, and those recommended changes are in the package. Thank you for that. Any other discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries.
The committee discussed the River Bourgeois Community Services Society's request for funding in the yearly budget for the power base lights at the River Bourgeois Lighthouse. I move that council accept the recommendation of the Bylaw Policy Committee and defer the discussion to budget deliberations to consider a $400 annual contribution.
Moved by the Deputy Warden, seconded by Councillor Brent Sampson. Any other discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries.
This concludes the monthly report of the Bylaw Policy Committee for November 12th, 2025, and I move its adoption.
Thank you. Thank you. So moved by the Deputy Warden and seconded by Councillor Marchand to adopt the Bylaw and Policy Committee report. Any discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. So our next item on the agenda is first reading, and to Councillor Marchand's point, what we are providing first reading to are on pages 19 to 30 of the package. So those include the amendments that we voted on as part of the Planning and Heritage Advisory Committee. So the motion I would entertain is that council give first reading approval for the proposed amendments to the municipal planning strategy and land use bylaw for Central Richmond, Almadam, and St. Peters plan area, and schedule a public hearing.
So moved.
Moved by Deputy Warden. Can I have a seconder?
I'll second that.
Seconded by Councillor Marchand. Any discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Our next item is correspondence. We have no correspondence that require action this evening. There is a letter from the Honourable Minister Lohr who regarding our request for credit freeze. That's on page 36. There is a letter that we provided to Mr. Rahul Singh from Global Medic for appreciation of the donation of the fire skid, and a letter from Paula Sibley Fox from Disaster Recovery Program regarding the municipal disaster financial assistance claims. Any questions or discussion on any of those? Go ahead, Councillor.
I'm just excited to see this is the second time another letter from Minister Lohr that's got a positive, a positive tone to it, I would say. Like, it's definitely under consideration. Maybe not that exactly, but I'm glad to see that. I think it's very important.
Yeah, no, and I think it speaks to the caliber of the conversations that are happening here, so very pleased to see that response as well. Okay. So moving on, we have a review of the action items are on pages 39 to 43. Don't know if anybody has any questions or comments, concerns around any of those. Hearing none. Items added to the agenda. We had a motion to add an item following the item added to the agenda form. Do you want to speak to this, or would you like me to?
I can if you
Go
like.
ahead,
or you-
please do.
Okay. Look at that, he's on the ball there. Yeah, so the province came out with a fund to help regional fire services, and it is upwards of $200,000 that is available. Looking for a contribution from the municipality of 10% of that. And it came out 3 weeks ago and has a deadline of next week. So we got the application put together, got some quotes. We had a regional fire services meeting last week. And a number of items were listed that would be highly beneficial to all the fire departments in Richmond County and those that we support through mutual aid. So we have a grant ready to go. We have funds that we are reallocating within the fire emergency services budget, so it's no new funds to the budget. So we can take that on and without any addition to our budget at this time. So the quotes and everything are there. They'll be included in the minutes of this meeting for anybody in the public that's interested. And it's in front of council for their authorization for us to submit this grant this week. So we are in on time.
And just and actually, just a clarification, the additions are published the following day. So the minutes won't be published the following day, but we have to include this information on the package the following day. So, yeah. So for anybody who wants to report on that, I guess. Yeah. So, the deputy, CAO has provided us with a little bit of information, and we're looking for a motion to make that happen.
So moved.
Okay, so the motion, I believe, that is being requested is the council approve the emergency service, motion that we're looking for is the council approve the emergency services provider fund application, and further move that the municipal contribution for this application be funded through the fire services and emergency measures budget. So that is moved by Councillor Marchand. Can I have a seconder? Seconded by Deputy Warden Mumbercat. Any other discussion on that? No. Go ahead.
So I know that I'm just looking, and we did just receive this, so I'm looking at the amounts that add up to the $200,000. These sound like great investments, and I'm thinking wildfire protection, particularly. Councillor Sampson, we had that issue in Framboise area in the eastern end of the county. So really great to see. The pilot certification courses, is that for members of the fire department? Would it be for our emergency management officer? So it would be for multiple people. So we would have a group of people qualified to operate that drone. Okay, that was my question.
If I did ask additional questions, and so I can offer that is whatever number that is, it would allow subsequent budgets to continue to add to the number of people who would be able to. So we could continue to add people to that training list.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well done.
And this is supposed to be done every 2 years now.
Yeah.
So it's a new funding stream
Yeah.
from the province.
It's a lot of money, and it's a great investment. Anybody else? Did you have?
Comment, on page 1, at the very bottom in partnership, should we have Village of St. Peter's there, or just the volunteer fire departments? Page 1 of 7.
Yeah, so. Oh, sorry,
Well, they're part of our.
Yeah, because we are two municipal units and St. Peter's serves the village, we get to combine it as two. There is some hope that that would add weight to our application so that there are two municipal units. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And I will say, I believe there was some discussion about whether or not we could add Bodledek to this application form. Some concern that that was a federal jurisdiction as opposed to provincial, but certainly discussion about they would be included in benefiting from this, but they aren't listed on the application because it didn't seem to quite qualify. Okay. Hearing no other discussion, there's a motion that has been seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Great, motion carries. So we'll now have 10-minute question period for any items following committee reports, and that can include any items on the action list. So if there's any questions, and otherwise again, it's the same phone number, 902-226-9885. And we'll just wait a moment. I know, yeah, no, I can remember those.
Oh, good.
Okay, so seeing that there is no further business on tonight's agenda, this meeting of council is adjourned. However, before we go, I just want to remind folks that in December, we meet on the 1st and the 3rd weeks instead of the 2nd and the 4th, so that we don't go into the holiday period. And so our committee of the whole meeting is a week from tonight on December 2nd. Thank you.
All right, thank you.